I know I'm not supposed to brag about any recipe I bring to you guys, but today's episode is an exception. You're gonna allow me to brag about making the best, delicious, tastiest, yummiest Nsala soup, also known as white soup. Guys, if you try out this recipe and everybody in your family did not lick a finger, you do not need to trust any other thing that I bring to you on this platform. So lovelies, my name is Kelsey. Welcome back to my kitchen. Trust me when I say that this is the best Nsala soup recipe you will ever see. So make sure that you watch till the very end. So let us begin. So here are the full ingredients that I'll be needing. I have my full heart chicken with some chicken wings. You can also use any chicken of your choice. I have my dried catfish. I have 3 pieces in here. You can also use any variant of the dry fish that you have available. Then I have some peeled and washed pieces of yam. Please, after peeling your yam, make sure that you keep them inside a bowl of water so that it doesn't change color. That is what I did here. The next ingredient is a red scotch bonnet pepper, followed by our grinded crayfish, ogiri okpei, also known as fermented castor seeds. I have my chicken seasoning, some salt, some local pepper soup spice. I got this at the local market where they sell fresh catfish. Yes. Then I have some seasoning cubes, crushed seasoning cubes, some uziza seeds. For my vegetable, I have my utazi leaf. This is optional, but it adds amazing little bitter taste to the soup, and my uziza leaf. So these are the ingredients that I'll be combining together for this meal. So I will begin with seasoning my chicken. So I'm going to season this with some salt, some chicken seasoning, some seasoning cubes, red scotch bonnet pepper. I'll add some water and boil. Remember, this is hard chicken, so it's going to take me some time to get done. So I'm going to cover and allow it to boil very well. So the next step is to clean my dried catfish, and I'm going to be doing this with some hot water. I'm going to pour this hot water and allow this to soak for a few minutes, like 2 minutes. Then I'll wash and debone. So this is after I was done deboning. Can you see how it is already looking? Remember that catfish doesn't take time to get done, so I'm not going to add it so quickly, okay? So right now, I just checked on my meat and it is 70% done. It will be time for me to add my yams. Yes, so I'll be adding my yams and I'll allow this to cook until the yam is done properly, like done. Please, when choosing the part of the yam you'll be needing for this soup, make sure that you choose the middle. I try to avoid the head part because it's always very hard for me to blend, and in most cases it will make my yam paste to turn out lumpy, so I just avoid it entirely. I just use the middle. That is what works for me. Okay, so I checked on the yam after about 20 minutes. It depends on the kind of yam you're using, and this is done already. So I'm just going to scoop out. Then you can blend it with a blender. If you have a food processor or a yam pounder, it will work for you. If you do not have, please use your mortar and do it the traditional way. So when I was done scooping out, I added in my dried catfish because the meat, that is my chicken, is already done like 90%. So I just added in my local pepper soup spice, my crayfish, some salt. I'm going to give this a very quick stir. Then it will be time for me to dissolve my ogiri, also known as fermented castor seeds, and add to this mix. So I'm going to be showing you how I dissolve this because most of the times it actually comes in very hard and strong. So I'll add in some stock to this. Then I'll go behind the scene and dissolve that. If you have any other way you dissolve yours, that is perfect. So I'll just check on the quantity and I added in some water. This is time for me to pound the yam. I'll be using this traditional way of pounding because I did not want to use blender or food processor. So if you know you don't have those things, or you don't have electricity, or for some reasons you just want to pound it this way, so watch and see how to do that. It is very, very easy because the yam is already soft. So I'll begin by pounding and adding some meat stock to this. That is how to pound your yam when you want to use it for the soup. Yes, so as you pound, you add in some meat stock so that it's going to help you to pound this into puree. Okay, can you see? A few minutes later, and the yam paste is done. So I'll proceed by adding my dissolved ogiri okpei into the soup. If you cannot get hold of this, you can use the normal local ogiri. Some people use that instead of okpei, but personally, for me to have a very tasty Nsala soup, I prefer my okpei any day, anytime. But if you don't have it available, like I said, you can proceed and add your normal local ogiri. So I'm done adding that with the yam paste. So I'm just going to stir this and allow it to cook. Please remember that when making Nsala soup, the consistency is dependent on your preference, and the yam paste serves as a thickener to the soup. So it depends on if you want it very thick, loosened, or watery. So that depends on the amount of the yam paste that you're going to add to the soup. What I just added in is my crushed uziza seeds, and for the consistency of my soup, I wouldn't want it to be very thick or very watery. I would just want it in between. And there is one thing about Nsala soup: once it cools down after cooking, it gets more thickened up. So be very careful on the amount of yam paste that you add to this. So what I just added in is my uziza leaf. I'll be adding it first because it takes a little time to cook than your utazi leaf. Okay, so after cooking for about 2 minutes, I'm going to add the utazi leaf. After adding my utazi leaf, I'll just turn off the heat. As you can see, this soup is already done. The aroma from my kitchen at this point is something I cannot explain through these voice notes. Like, you need to be here to experience what it feels like to eat a very delicious pot of Nsala soup. Hey! Please, oh, Biko, if you are still watching this video up to this very moment, it means I've been enjoying this recipe and you cannot wait to try that at home. Can you just promise to get back here after trying out this recipe? Because I'm so much certain that you're going to enjoy this so much with your family. And guys, it is best enjoyed with pounded yam, fufu, or semo. That is for me. But if you have any other preference with swallows, that is fine. And if this is your first time of stumbling on my channel, stumbling on any of my videos, thank you so much for clicking on this one. And I believe that you're going to click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. It is absolutely free. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch. I appreciate you guys. Please also give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have any question. I'm going to see you on the next video. Bye.